You want to delete a workflow in n8n. I'm going to walk you through the whole thing, including the steps most people skip that get them into trouble. Let's open your n8n dashboard. Once you're signed in and looking at the main dashboard, head to the Workflows section in the left sidebar. Click it. You'll see every workflow in your current project laid out in front of you. Now find the workflow you want to get rid of. If you've got pages of them, use the search bar at the top of the list. Type part of the name and the list filters instantly. Find your target. Before you touch anything else, look at the status indicator right next to the workflow name. If it says active, you need to stop and think for a second. Deleting an active workflow while it's mid-execution is how you leave hanging webhooks and half-finished processes. So if that toggle is on, click it to switch the workflow to inactive first. The indicator should turn gray. Now open the three-dot menu on the right side of that workflow row. Click it. A drop-down appears with a handful of options. You'll see duplicate, export, rename, and down at the bottom, delete. Select delete. A confirmation dialog pops up immediately. Read the workflow name in that dialog. I mean it, actually read it. I have watched people click through this and delete the wrong one because both workflows started with customer sync and they weren't paying attention. This dialog is your last chance. If the name matches, confirm the deletion. The dialog closes and the workflow disappears from your list. If you want to be thorough, type the name into the search bar again. Nothing comes up. It's gone. Let me show you the other way to do this because sometimes you realize mid-edit that a workflow needs to go. Open any workflow and get into the editor. Up in the top right corner, you'll see the same three-dot menu. Click it. The drop-down looks slightly different here, but delete is still listed. Select it, confirm the name in the dialog, and hit delete. n8n kicks you back to the workflow list, and the workflow is removed. Same result, just a different entry point. Now here's where people get into actual trouble, and I want you to watch for it while we're still on screen. A deleted workflow is gone, but its connections to the outside world are not automatically cleaned up. If this workflow used a webhook, some external service is still going to send requests to a URL that no longer exists. Those requests will fail silently. So before you delete, I always open the workflow first and check the trigger node. If it's a webhook trigger, copy that URL and go check whatever system was calling it, whether that's a form, a payment processor, or another automation. Disable the sender before you delete the receiver. Same goes for scheduled triggers. If this workflow ran every morning at 6 a.m. to send a report, deleting it just means the report stops arriving. Somebody's going to notice and come asking questions. Know what you're turning off. And if you're working in a shared project, check whether anyone else on your team relies on this workflow. You can see the project name at the top of the sidebar. Click into it and look at the member list if you're not sure. Delete a shared workflow without asking and you might break someone else's production process. That conversation is never fun. One more thing before you go deleting workflows that look old or unused, right-click the workflow row or use that same three-dot menu and choose duplicate first. It creates an exact copy with copy appended to the name. Takes 2 seconds. You now have a backup sitting right there in your list. Even better, select export instead. That downloads a JSON file to your computer. Store it somewhere safe. If you ever need to bring that workflow back, you can import it from that file. I do this for any workflow that took more than 10 minutes to build. Hard drive space is cheap. Rebuilding automations from memory is not. Credentials are a separate thing, by the way. Delete a workflow and the credentials it used, like your Google Sheets OAuth or your Slack API key, stay right where they are. If the only workflow using a particular credential is gone, you should go clean that up too. But deleting the workflow does not delete the credential. I've seen people assume it does and leave sensitive keys sitting in their workspace for months. Credentials live under the Credentials tab in the left sidebar. Different page, different cleanup process. Don't conflate the two. And real quick, if you're in a workspace that uses projects, make sure you're looking inside the right project before you panic that a workflow has vanished. The project switcher is in the top left of the dashboard. I've wasted 10 minutes searching for a workflow that was sitting in a different project the whole time. Switch projects, find it, then delete it from there. That covers all the deletion methods and the safety checks. Now let's close the loop on a couple of things you're probably wondering right now. What if the delete option is grayed out? That is almost always a permissions issue. If you're on a team plan, your workspace owner or admin has set your role to something that does not allow deletion. You'll need to ask them to either delete it for you or bump your permissions. There's no workaround for that, and that's by design. And if you only want to pause something temporarily, do not delete it. Just deactivate it with the toggle we looked at earlier. The workflow stays in your list, all its settings intact, but it stops running. Flip it back on when you need it again. If this video helped you out, hit the like button so the platform knows it's worth showing to other people. Subscribe if you want more n8n walkthroughs with actual warnings and not just a list of clicks. And leave a comment saying this was helpful. Comments are what push this to other people searching for the exact same thing.